is when people say, you know what, I found the right person, but at the wrong time. This is also a phrase you might have heard before. And it depends. Sometimes when people say this, it's a valid point. And sometimes when people say this, it is completely invalid. And they are ruining their own chances to live a life with the right person that they have found. There are times where people might look at a situation, especially parents, might look at a situation, they might find someone that they have come across, community, relatives, friends, whatever the case might be, and they might think that this person is a wonderful match for my son, for my daughter, so on and so forth. But your son, your daughter, maturity-wise, they're not even ready for marriage. They're too young. Your son, your daughter's not even thinking about marriage right now. They're not interested. You know, there's a certain level of maturity that comes around before your son or daughter starts to consider this on a heavy level. If that's the case, and the parents say, well, I found the right person at the wrong time, that's true. Sometimes that does happen, yes. And sometimes you'll see relatives from the kids when they're growing up, they'll connect this person with that person. These guys are not even ready. And even if they were ready, who knows how things are going to change over the next 10, 15 years. We don't know what's going to happen. But other times, especially amongst our younger generation, you will see people, they will say, you know what, I came across the right person, but it's not the right time. Why is it not the right time for you? It's not the right time for me because I still want to travel. I still want to see the world. It's not the right time for me because I still want to study. It's not the right time for me because I still want to build my career. My humble opinion, brothers and sisters, is that none of these things that we just mentioned should stop you from starting to build a family if you have come across the right person. If you have come across the right person, I want to travel, I want to study, I want to work. All of these are things that the two of you can figure out. There might be possible, a father says, well, my daughter is still studying. Okay, that's not a problem. So they've come across the right person and she's interested. So set up an arrangement so that her studies is not going to take a heavy hit. Okay, a little bit here or there is not a problem, but she'll still be able to achieve what she wants to achieve. He will still be able to achieve what he wants to achieve. Short-term arrangements should never decide the next 70, 80 years of your life. So this young man is in a very challenging field. This young sister is in a very challenging field. They have to dedicate a lot of time to this career, to their studies, whatever the case might be. Okay, wonderful. This is the arrangement. She speaks to him. They come to this understanding. For the next 2-3 years, we're going to be long distance. I'm going to travel. You're going to travel. This is how we're going to see each other. All of this is worth it, brothers and sisters, if they have come across the right person. If I'm going to live with this person for the next 80 years of my life, does it make sense that for a couple years of discomfort, I say no to them? This doesn't make sense. I want to travel. The one that really gets me is I want to find myself. That one is, you know, if you want to find yourself, don't come talk to Sheikh Mahdi. I'll tell you that much. I want to find myself. This a little bit of Gora stuff we have, yeah? That's a problem. This person wants to travel, they want to study, they want to go for their career. No problem at all. That's not a problem. Everyone has different aspirations in life. But these things should not stop you from building that connection with the right person. Now let me add this. If you say no to this right person, who's willing, by the way, to come to an agreement with these arrangements, he's understanding that you're studying right now, so your guys are not going to move in until 3-4 years later, 5 years later, whatever the case might be. He's understanding that you might have to travel. He's understanding that you guys might be in different cities. She might be in different cities, whatever the case might be. If you say no to this person, there is no guarantee you will come across the right person again. And I don't want to sound like that type of person who's scaring people and, oh, if you say no, then what's going to happen? But this is a reality. If you came across the right person and you say no to them, there is no guarantee that the next person who's going to come across you is going to be the right person. This is an opportunity. Sometimes it only presents itself once. Now we rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for these decisions, and we don't know fully at the end of the day, but we go based off of the apparent situation. That's really what we go based off of. So if based off the apparent situation, everything looks good, and I'm saying no because of some temporary arrangements, there's no guarantee I will come across the right person again. This is not something to turn away. And then sometimes parents will say this, not because their youngster is really not ready, they're not mature, so on and so forth. It's because they're expecting either this young man that is their own son or that young girl on the other side to have achieved something in particular in their life. Then we will allow this marriage. So this young man has come, he's capable, he's smart, he's bright. He's asked for your daughter's hand in marriage. Your daughter is interested. And then you will find parents, they will say, no, well, first he has to graduate. Brothers themselves, a lot of times, will sit back and say, you know what? I'm mature, all of this, in the sense that as far as they understand, yes, I'm ready to get married, but financially, I'm not where I want to be. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. If you came across the right person, go speak to that person, present your situation to them. Guess what? You don't have to make that decision. She has to make that decision. You have to present your situation to them and say, this is where I am. For the next 10 years, I'm going to be broke a little bit. And inshallah, I'm going to work my way towards a better life. During this time, it's going to be difficult. During this time, it's going to be like this. During this time, it's going to be like that. What do you say? Let her make that decision. It's not your decision. She can make that decision. She is not marrying your situation. She is marrying your qualities. A lot of men make this mistake. They think what matters in a marriage is what do I bring to the table in terms of tangibles. No. What matters in a marriage is what do you bring to the table in terms of your non-tangibles, in terms of the qualities that you have. And if she is mature enough, she will be able to understand this. If she is mature enough, she'll say, I've come across the right person. He's working his way to where we want to be one day in terms of our lifestyle. This is not going to stop me from turning away this person. When parents raise these excuses, they don't know it. And this is my news to the parents. You are pushing your son or your daughter towards sin. This is a reality. Sin and your son and your daughter are a lot closer to each other than you think. They are a lot closer to each other than you think. And when this young man or woman, they have the qualities, but they're not where they want to be in their life right now. But 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they will be because they have the right qualities. When I say no to that marriage, I'm pushing my daughter and my son towards sin. And the Quran talked about this. The Quran said, وَلَا تُكْرِهُ فَتَيَاتِكُمْ عَلَى الْبِغَاءِ. Verse 32 of Surah Al-Nur. He said, when your daughters are trying to be modest, they're trying to be chaste, don't push them towards sin. In aradna tahassunan, when they themselves are trying to avoid sin. So now this young man, this young woman has come forward. No, you're not there financially yet. Go and come back in 10 years. The Quran said, if two people come together, they have the right qualities, it's the right marriage, they have the right akhlaq, they have all of those right values, but financially they are not where they want to be. Not my promise. Promise of the Quran. The Quran said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will solve their financial difficulties if they have the right qualities. The Quran said they should do what? وَأَنْكِحُ الْأَيَامَ مِنْكُمْ وَالصَّالِحِينَ مِنْ عِبَادِكُمْ وَإِمَائِكُمْ. You should marry your singles to one another. Yes? إِن يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاء. If they are struggling financially, يُغْنِيهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help them from His grace. On one condition, on the condition that they are salihin, the verse says. They are righteous. What does that mean? They have the right qualities. Say, Sheikh, I know a lot of families, their marriage fell apart because of financial issues. Yes, the Quran didn't say every couple who have financial issues, if they go into the marriage, it'll get solved. The Quran said if they're salih, if they're righteous, if they're willing to make it work, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fulfill their financial needs. So mistake number 2, most scenarios when people say, I found the right person at the wrong time, this is a big mistake, unless that young man or that young woman are really not prepared for marriage. They're not really mature enough for this marriage. Allah